San Marzano tomatoes might not be the best tomatoes on earth. Hello, it's Janello, and today we're talking tomatoes, or pomodoro, as they say in Italy. To me, the best tomatoes on earth are the ones that you can get most regularly. For that, we must turn to canned tomatoes. But of course, not all canned tomatoes are equal, so I'm going to give you my top 5 canned tomato selections that are always in my pantry. Let's get going. These are not necessarily the best, but they are the better of the tomatoes that I can find in cans in my neighborhood. All of these are plum tomatoes, which generally describes an oval-shaped tomato with a thicker interior and less seeds. The difference is the soil in which they're grown in. This is where San Marzanos get their hype because of the volcanic-enriched soil. Thanks, Mount Vesuvius. Okay, my number 1. Let's get the Italian ones out of the way first. Colucci. This has the official DOP designation, which means they come from Italy. These plum tomatoes are San Marzano. They come from the Agro Sarnese Nocerino area, which is basically Salerno, which is just kind of like south of Naples and kind of near the Amalfi Coast there, but still in the shadow of Vesuvius, of course. A big distinction that you're going to want to look for is what the ingredients actually are. In Colucci, it's just Italian plum, peeled tomatoes, tomato puree, basil leaf, and citric acid with a little bit of salt, which is kind of a lot of ingredients considering you just bought a can of tomatoes. Importantly though, if you're packing San Marzano tomatoes with tomato puree, you must use San Marzano tomato puree. You can't just use some other part of the world or part of Italy's tomatoes to pack your puree in there, which keeps them distinct. My number 2 is Marco La Bella San Marzano, also from the San Marzano area near Salerno. I love the label, love the lady. These have been being grown by the Viscardi family since 1957. One less ingredient in this can is there's no salt added. Number 3, Mutti, which is widely known in Italy, but not grown in the San Marzano area. These are grown in Parma. Now, if I'm being honest, of this whole list, this is really my go-to of go-tos. It doesn't really bother me that much that they're not San Marzanos. Like I said before, the best tomatoes are the ones that I can get most easily. The reason why they're my go-to is because they're the least amount of ingredients in this can. It's just the plum tomatoes and a little bit of tomato juice. Now let's leave Italy for number 4 and come to America. Now I know this is going to confuse the hell out of you. San Marzano brand is actually just an incredible marketing for a tomato that is produced and packaged in America, called San Marzano. Seems like Italy would not like that very much. Nevertheless, this is a delicious canned tomato, and I use it quite often. It's very easy to find. They pack some stuff in here with the tomatoes, like the citric acid, some sodium chloride, but no basil leaf, which I like, because the basil leaf sometimes adds a flavor that you don't necessarily want. You're not going to get a lot of basil in these other cans that have basil in it, but I'm a purist when it comes to it. I'll add my own basil, thanks a lot. And coming in number 5, it's kind of my new obsession, Bianco di Napoli, canned by Chris Bianco, a chef who's famous for a pizza restaurant that he opened in Arizona after leaving New York. He now has one in LA, but that's a different story. The first time I cracked open one of these cans, I was like, this can't be that much better than all the others, and I was shocked. It actually packs a flavor and a punch that just is a little bit richer, a little bit more intense than really all the other ones that I've shown you so far. I don't know how he does it. They're grown and packed in California, and they are delicious. So these 5 cans have me covered no matter I'm making sauce, gravy, pizzas, lasagnas. Speaking of, I'm kind of hungry. You probably are too. Let's manja and meet back here soon for another Italian story. See yous next time.